a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We love to help you win as your consumer advocate here in Tampa Bay. Always helping you as a consumer advocate in your areas of business, finance, real estate, credit, self-defense, home service providers. So many different ways we help you with those connections. And these are going to be local area business providers. So thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show at consumerqb.com. And all of our expert contributors. We've got George Boswell back in studio with Brian Gordon from Tactical Supply. We're talking about their Veterans Run coming up here, the 6th annual Veterans Run. We're going to talk about that, as well as Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin here on the Consumer Quarterback Show coming up as well. And before we jump into it, I want to let you know about one of our sponsors, Brio Tuscan Grill, the Tampa restaurant partner for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Right here at the West Shore Mall in Tampa, they've got excellent food, fresh from scratch, Tuscan-inspired recipes. Of course, Italian-inspired food. Salmon fresca is the most popular item on the menu. Monday through Friday, they have a happy hour as well where you can get more bang for your buck on the food. They have private dining experiences as well, upstairs corporate events, rehearsal dinners, weddings, corporate events as well, catering of any size from Brio Tuscan Grill. We had Chef Oscar on a couple weeks ago, and he does a great job in there putting together those awesome meals. Check them out. Let them know the real estate quarterbacks sent you. Say hello to Chef Oscar or Joseph, who's the general manager. Take him up on the appetizer offer. He said he would hook you up with an appetizer if you go over there and mention the Consumer Quarterback Show. And a couple of hot listings here for this segment. We like to feature our real estate listings live on air. It's our strategy to help sellers sell faster for more money here in Tampa Bay with our real estate listings. We featured the listings as a way to get extra exposure outside of all the normal and basic traditional marketing that other real estate companies offer. We got a new listing here at 501 Haben Boulevard. This one's in Palmetto, Florida. Beautiful condo. I love the view from this 8th floor balcony overlooking the marina there, Riviera Dunes Marina. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, flexible office as well that could be converted into another bedroom if you needed it. 1,543 square feet, number 803 at 501 Haben Boulevard in Palmetto. You've got sweeping panoramic views from the Manatee River to the marina. Awesome amenities on site. You got a heated pool, climate-controlled storage, under-building parking, picturesque putting green, entertainment, patio as well, hurricane impact windows. Great opportunity to own a beautiful condo in Palmetto there at 501 Haben Boulevard. 3864 50th Avenue South in St. Petersburg. This is a completely renovated, remodeled home. Great opportunity to own in Pinellas County. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,659 square feet, fully remodeled, including luxury vinyl flooring. Bathroom is updated with sleek fixtures, tiled showers, kitchen features stainless steel appliances, tiled backsplash, and an island. You got a screened-in back patio overlooking the backyard, and you're a block away from the recently renovated Maximo Marina and the famous Tiki Docks. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage at 50th Avenue South in St. Petersburg. Another one of our hot listings from the Platinum MVP team. You can see all of our real estate properties at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down.
All right, welcome back in, fellas. George Boswell, Brian Gordon. Good to have you.
Hey, man.
Thanks for having us.
A couple of veterans serving our great country.
That's right. Simplify, baby.
Simplify. And what was your branch?
Air Force. For
Air
me.
Force, okay.
We don't have nearly as cool of a saying.
Yeah.
It's okay.
They got the hoorahs and all that too, right?
That's us, man.
Yeah. I like it. What else? What y'all been up to, man?
Man, we're just out here grinding, man. Working and trying to help these vets.
Get the community and helping the community. Brian, let's start with you. You have Tactical Society. You are manufacturing, selling, and then you also have a security company.
Correct. Yeah, and we just actually added the private investigation services as well. So that's another piece we just added on to Tactical Society. So yeah, we're doing the security, we're doing guns, anything, all things tactical, man. That's my world.
Okay. When you say tactical, what does that mean to the layperson?
That's gonna go from the layman, hunter, and fisherman, all the way to the advanced guys that's shooting the rifles, military veterans, anything having to dealing with firearms and tactical gear and equipment.
Yeah. And we were introduced through Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy over there.
Yeah, TK, man. Talked to him earlier. Yeah, man, it's a good man. Those guys and girls over at Florida Firearms are some really good people.
Yeah, they do a great job. Get you good advice and help you, with different decisions. One thing I've been trying to get set up for is one of the suppressors.
Yeah.
I went in there in that little kiosk and I punched around on that kiosk for, I don't know, it seems like it took 20, 30 minutes, but we'll talk more off air. I want to try to get the suppressor going. Those things.
What's going on? Is everything okay?
No, I like the suppressor. I just want to have one.
Okay,
I think they're cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good point. They are pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, be able to shoot and not have to deal with all the loud noises.
Man, I get it.
In case an alligator comes in my backyard.
I got you. Yeah, you're right there on the bay, man.
Yeah, that's right. George, give us a little intro to yourself and what you're up to, man.
Yeah, so since the last time we talked, just been trying to promote the Veterans Run some more. We've garnered a few more sponsors for it. We're able to get out there, get our name out there, a whole bunch more. Been working with a few people trying to kind of build our nonprofit OTS4VETS. We're offering transitional services for veterans. We're looking to help veterans like ourselves who, when they came out of the service, they need to transition back into the civilian life, and it's a difficult road and it never stops. I can't remember how long Brian's been out. I've been out 5 years now, and it's still rough even 5 years later. So. Yeah, I mean, so that's what we want to do. We want to keep spreading the word and get the race to be as big as we can for where we've got it, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
A month ago.
How long have you been out, Brian?
I got out in 2000, man. Okay, so it's been over 20 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Did you guys see active? What do they call it? Active. Where you're. What do they call it? In action. Like, did you see? Active combat. Yeah, I didn't see anything over in Afghanistan or anything like that, but I did see a little something. But you were there, and it could have popped off any second.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, but some of my brothers and sisters, in the military, they did. A lot of those guys and girls weren't as fortunate, maybe as I was. So I've seen them. I've seen how they struggled after getting out of the military and transferring into the civilian world, man. It's a culture shock for those guys and girls. So that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it really is. And George, same question to you.
Yeah, I can say the exact same thing. I saw a little bit of combat, not a whole lot. I was fortunate in the way my assignments worked out. Spent some time in Korea and then England, so I only had to deploy once, which was nice. But yeah, kind of exactly what Brian said. It's what I saw overseas was nothing compared to how difficult it is for veterans nowadays and on their way out of the service. Because it's kind of a camaraderie thing. When you're all in, you're all there, you're struggling together. It's it's rough. It's definitely rough to the outside viewer and everything, but because you're all struggling together, it's not so much. But as soon as you leave that camaraderie, as soon as you leave that brother sisterhood, it's you don't have everybody around you who has experienced the same thing. So it's really, really difficult to talk about it, whether you're joking about it or however you go about it. So yeah, it's a whole lot more rough on the outside, and as they transition out of the service compared to being in. So and exactly what Brian said. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why we see homelessness where it's at. We see the addiction to different drugs, whether it's through the pharmaceutical industry or off street stuff. But if you just joined us, we're talking with George Boswell and Brian Gordon. We're talking about a veteran event that you can support if you'd like to help support some of these veterans that do such a great job for our country. November 19th, 2023. It's coming up here at 7:30 a.m. Ben T. Davis Park over there at the Courtney Campbell Causeway. You can register online. We'll have show notes on YouTube as well. You'll be able to see all the show notes here. But it's a veterans race, 6th annual veterans run, 5K, 10K, half marathon, 16-miler. Run both days. You will earn an extra special medal for that. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And yeah, you think about some of the stuff happening in this country right now, and it's just disheartening. I feel like we're way overextended. I came across this clip on the Charlie Kirk show. There was a general, and I didn't catch his name, but I want to play this clip because it's a really cool nonprofit that he started also. I'm going to play this clip.
Colonel, I want to make sure we have adequate time. Can you tell us about your new organization, Our Country, Our Choice? It's Our Country, Our Choice.
Our Country, Our Choice is a brand new organization It's designed to essentially unite people across party lines. It was founded by a group of people who said, look, I'm tired of these distinctions between Democrats and Republicans. They're artificial. They're unreal. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Policies never change. And all we have to do to confirm that is to go back over the last 30 years. And so we said, we need a new approach. We need to unite around some key issues. Key issue is end these overseas commitments to warfare. It's got to stop. We can't afford it. It's destroying us financially.
Yeah, so we got, record, I think it's around $2 trillion deficit per year now. He said, the colonel made a lot of sense there. And I like what he said. I mean, let's come together as Americans. So much of this is left, right, Democrat, Republican. It's like, hey, let's stop extending, let's stop losing American sons and daughters overseas for in the end, it's like, what? We were over in Afghanistan for how many years? A couple decades, right? And then you had Biden pull out and leave everything there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just, what did we do with that? What was the net gain? I mean, not to put you on the spot, what do you guys think? Is there any reaction to that?
I mean, I think that way of thinking that the general spoke about could be applied across all types of, things that's going on here in the United States.
Yeah.
Left, right, Democrat, Republican. At the end of the day, you got to take care of home. You know what I mean? So I just look at with the veterans, all these issues that we have overseas, but we have issues with our veterans not getting their needs met here.
Exactly.
And I'm talking about basic needs. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So for me, man, I'm not a big political guy, but at the end of the day, I have a lot of common sense, and just to see what's going on in all these other countries and how we put our hands in what's going on overseas, but. Mm-hmm. We're not taking care of the guys and girls right here in our backyards.
Exactly.
That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's similar sentiment.
Yeah, so, I'll tell you that it's disheartening for sure. I mean, that's probably the best word I can use to see so much money going and being spent overseas when let's say $1 billion, that goes over there. Take 1% of that and that's $1 million, and that can come to right here to Tampa Bay to OTS4VETS and the number of things that can do for so many veterans and help them for their basic needs. Because while that's a drop in the bucket for government spending, but in terms of what it can do for a single veteran, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the level of corruption, has just gotten if you look at the monies that's been sent to Ukraine, you cannot tell me that money's not flowing back to certain. And it could be both parties, of course, right? But I think on Ukraine front, it's probably most the left, right? So then you talk about what's going on in Israel now. So you have this new front here, and then we've got Taiwan. I was on the way in. I was stopped at a smoothie shop that I grab food from sometimes, and he was telling me about how one of his friends is a special force. He was in one of the schools for the special forces. I forgot if it was SEALs or one of these. They took him out of the school and said, "No, we're going to reposition you over there to Taiwan because we think something's popping off there next."
Wow.
Right. So these are now we got all these different fronts, but then back to the main point of an open southern border. I want to give you an update on the border now.
But this week we got more data that gives more context to the extent of this national security issue. Fox News scooped the numbers on special interest aliens that have been arrested while attempting to enter the U.S. illegally. Special interest aliens are from countries that are known terror hotspots, including places such as Iran and Syria. Mm-hmm. And this kind of illegal immigration is in the tens of thousands in the past several years.
Wow. Do we have any specific numbers on where these immigrants are coming from?
We do. Here's some rough numbers based on what Fox reported of Department of Homeland Security data. And these are all attempted illegal entries from October 2021 through October 2023. 6,400 from Afghanistan, 3,200 from Egypt, 700 from Iran, 100 from Iraq, 30,800 from Turkey, and 12,600 from Uzbekistan.
So, yeah, I mean, think about that. Those are people that don't like us and, hate us. And it'd be a shame if we had the same tactics that Hamas is employing now in Israel happen over here in the United States. And it could easily happen. If you look at where, Biden's drained our oil supply, our strategic oil preserves are super low. Ammunition is being sent across seas. Are we low on ammunition? I'm not the expert, but it seems like we are. And all these other problems, back to your point, though, Brian, is like we got to take care of home now. We got to do it.
And again, man, it's these things that I was just talking, with a couple of friends about this last night. How how do we affect that change? That would be my question. Is like we talk about all these issues that we have in the U.S., but how do we affect the change?
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't answer that, B. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
I do know it going how things are going right now. It doesn't look good at all for us here in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, I think you act locally. I think one of the phrases I hear is act locally. So what can you do, whether it's a school board, county commission, county seat,
Right.
whatever, do something locally. And then it's the power of words and prayer. I think here's a quote from Joel Osteen. He says, discover the power of your thoughts and words. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit.
Yes.
It's Proverbs 18:21. So we just spread the word. We talk to people about it. We try to do what we can do. And you guys are doing a good thing here with the veterans race. November 18th coming up, 18th and 19th. You got a veterans race coming up, 7:30 a.m. Support the veterans. This is the 6th annual Veterans Run coming up here, put on by OTS4VETS. And the website is OTS4vets.com.
.org.
.org.
Yep.
Okay, so .org. So OTS4vets.org. We're taking a quick break. We're going to come back more with George Boswell and Brian Gordon here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show on Instagram and YouTube.com. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really means a lot. It helps our numbers and it helps our monetization there. YouTube.com, Brandon Rhymes Realty. And we'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you've been listening to the phenomenal Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback Show.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next. Sat123.com/REQB. Sat for satellite. Sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we're back here in studio. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, George Boswell in the house, Brian Gordon as well, Tactical Society. He also has his Guns and Gars line and does security as well. We've got a veterans run that we're promoting here. No, not only is it only veterans that can run, anyone can run in the race. So we're going to talk more about that coming up here in just a moment. Before we do, quick shout out to Patriot Mobile. We're talking a lot about veterans today on the show, and of course supporting this veterans run. But another thing that you can do is to get away from Woke Mobile and support Patriot Mobile. You can go contact them online, patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. Make sure you put that in there. That way you let them know that you heard about them right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, Patriot Mobile, mobilizing freedom. All right, we got a hot listing here. I will let you know about this property at 2817 Gulf City Road in Ruskin. This is acreage on the Little Manatee River. 23 acres on the Little Manatee River, access to the Gulf of Mexico. Build and develop this land. Beautiful property. Great opportunity right on the Gulf of Mexico, 22.55 acres there. 6504 South Linda Street in Tampa. This is another single-family home that we have in South Tampa. It's a pretty good-sized lot. I was told that one of the buyers saying that you might be able to build a second home on that lot. I'm not sure. You'd have to verify that. But 6504 South Linda Street in Tampa. The owners are motivated. 1,900 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over a quarter acre of land, and you have an updated kitchen and bath. 6504 South Linda Street in Tampa. You can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, so Brian Gordon, Tactical Society, as well as George Boswell. So we have a veterans race. Kind of want to get your final thoughts leading into this, but I did want to read one article, too, that I came across. It was the GOP calls for a freeze on the $6 billion Biden bucks that went to Iran after Hamas attacks on Israel. So Representative Mike Gallagher, chairman of the House China Committee, taking the lead in an effort involving nearly 100 House lawmakers, made up mostly Republicans, a sizable group of Democrats, a letter to President Biden that called for immediate refreezing of the $6 billion in Iranian assets that were released last month. So a month after they released all this money, these bombings happen. Is it fueling it? There's so much online talking about that. But yeah, it sounds pretty crazy, like it's right after that money's released, now all these bombs are heading over. But I want to give you guys a final thought here, about a minute and a half each. Brian, final thoughts from you, my friend.
Yeah, man, I want you guys to come out and support our 6th annual Veterans Run. Me and George here are looking forward to seeing all the guys and girls come out and support a great cause to helping these veterans transition from being in the military back to civilian life. I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors, man. Tampa Electric, those guys over there donated, with an awesome donation. Also want to thank the Consumer Quarterback Show for giving us the opportunity to come on and discuss our cause, and always you guys have been a great support for everything that I do as well. The All Heart Foundation, another great organization, Tampa Skills Center, Corona Cigar, Whiskey Joe's, and Navy Federal, just to name a few. We have a lot of people that donated here in the local Tampa Bay area, and we just want to thank you guys for all the support.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
George, to you, man.
Can't state enough. It's events open to everybody who's willing to support veterans. That's all we're looking for. It's going to be a great event, 2-day event. This is the 6th year we've put it on. It's been 1-day event every year except for this year. The event grew so much last year so quick. I think after the everybody being quarantined and all that, we're finally able to have a live event again. And it grew so much that we decided, okay, let's go ahead and have a 2-day event. So come out. We're going to have a lot of people out there. We got a lot of support already, but there can never be too much. So huge thank you to the Consumer Quarterback Show, Brandon Rhymes. Really happy to be here. Can't say it enough. RunSignup.com. You can find our race, the 6th annual Veterans Run, and check it out also on OTS4VETS.org.
RunSignup.com, RunSignup.com, and you can sign up for the race. And there's going to be tables there too, I believe, right?
Yeah, so we have opportunities for vendors as well. If you want to come up and you want to promote your business, you can sign up as a vendor. All that information is also located on the RunSignup.com website, and also on our website, OTS4VETS.org.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yep. Keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate you, man. Couple of great vets, couple of great Americans serving the country, coming out and helping your fellow veterans. So I appreciate that. Thanks for all you're doing there.
Thank you.
Thanks for our veterans out there as well. We greatly appreciate you. We do offer discounts for veterans, first responders, teachers, nurses, and senior. If you're buying, selling, or investing through the Platinum MVP team, we'd be happy to honor that as well. Again, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come in with Brandon Faust, Mold Solutions. He's got some great information around mold in your home and a lot of storm cleanup, and we just had some tornadoes recently in Clearwater as well, just recently overnight. So more with Brandon Faust coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Shane Socash, that is, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin coming up as well. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback.